Misfit Nation. Misfit.
Dave Chappelle.
The GOAT.
It broke my heart today when you told me that you wasn't a fan anymore. Which is weird because you could still be a fan and not like his recent shit. But what about what he said just turned you off altogether?
All right, let me start here.
Sure.
Are we all under the agreement that Dave Chappelle, a lot of his material on that was basically coming from a place of, this is funny because it's true?
Yeah.
Most of his material on there.
Yeah.
Especially the political stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have sort of a theory first, and then I'll explain why I'm telling the theory. If you notice, the first like 10 minutes of the stand-up was kind of Chappelle doing this weird, like, kind of structure of jokes where he did the, like... Did you notice something weird?
It's funny because you're not the first person. I've seen a lot of that. It's like everybody's like, yo, his first 10, 15 minutes was weird.
I think I know exactly what that was.
Mm-hmm.
He dedicated the special to Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
Who died.
The one, the comedian.
The true GOAT. Well...
Patrice or Norm right now.
I said it before. Those are Norm Macdonald was the last person that I cried for, the last celebrity death since Patrice O'Neal.
Before that was Patrice.
So that's good one. Good one, son of a bitch.
So whoever dies first is legendary first?
No, because they're both
Yeah, they're both legendary.
Yeah, legendary. Yeah. And here's my theory is I think what he was doing was a tribute to Norm, because the way he was doing his set up punchline, and there were these weird quirky jokes that Dave Chappelle never does, like the I'm gonna do a movie about aliens that come back to take over Earth.
They become
Space Jews.
Yeah.
That was 100% a Norm Macdonald type joke.
Okay.
But to me, it didn't work because, one, it's not Norm Macdonald's delivery. If you actually did that same joke and did it in Norm Macdonald's, like, I'm going to do a movie, it's called Space Jews. Space Jew. He does that same exact thing. The reason why it doesn't work with what Dave Chappelle did is because of his delivery, and also because Norm was sort of a guy who based his jokes in truth.
Okay.
Like sometimes at the detriment of the punchline.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like he would tell a joke that he knew was gonna bomb.
Right.
But he knew it was like it had to be said kind of deal.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't work when you do that and the punchline is a fucking conspiracy theory that's been told for the past 100 years. You know what I mean? And if you're in the know,
right,
you kind of go like, all right, space Jews. Yeah. It's kind of all right. You had to jump there.
Are you being fair? But maybe he's just doing a tribute to do a tribute, bro.
No, that's not the problem I had with it. Okay. I'm just explaining that because I noticed that right away, and I really believe that's what he was doing. Okay. And I think he kind of jumped out after the 10 minutes because it's Norm's kind of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But just as a tribute.
As a tribute, that's what I think he was doing.
Okay.
Now, I got to give him credit. He told the truth on a lot of things, like COVID. He actually attributed a lot of the Asian hate crime to black people. Like he told the truth on that.
He did.
What else was there?
That was funny too, because when he equated it to his family life, and he, that shit was. I can't remember the joke right now, but that shit was funny.
Oh, another truth he said is he talked about black slave drivers in America.
Yes.
Which is very important.
I was shocked when he said that. I was like, damn, Dave really put that out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's the thing that I just want to say about the whole Chappelle thing overall is, and tell me if I'm wrong, at the end of the day, because people are giving him all this credit for being like, oh, he's standing up to the LGBT community and all that shit, right? To me, the entire fucking special basically amounted to an hour of him groveling to the LGBT community to not cancel him or specifically other black entertainers. Like that was his whole argument. And there was a point where in the whole argument he goes, my whole problem has always been white people. And basically he goes, LGBT and the black community should team up against white people. That was his message in the whole thing. Like people going like, oh, his message was anti-woke, and no, it wasn't. He said some shocking things, sure.
Nah, but he was still on his woke shit.
Very much on his woke shit. The whole ending of it amounted to him basically saying, please don't cancel me and please don't cancel Kevin Hart.
Well, he did the I can make these jokes because I had a trans friend who killed herself or killed himself.
But isn't that the same thing of a white person going, I have a black friend?
I have a black friend. It's the same thing.
I love this. That this is what the stand-up special should have been called. Dave Chappelle Struggle Olympics. Because it was basically going, gay people, we're the bigger victims, so you shouldn't really have as much power. We should have more power. But since we can't take your power, because that would be quote-unquote wrong, let's team up against the real enemy.
White people.
Which is white people.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
To be fair, because I'm not really with you, only because when Dave said his problem has always been white people, he wasn't lying. Like, he's always poked fun at white people. Like the Clayton Bigsby shit, that was a whole white joke. Like the nigga family, like just exposing. It's like a he's joking on niggas at the same time he's joking on white people. Like he's always done that, which kind of it had the reverse effect because it turned him into a white phenom before he became a black phenom. You know what I'm saying? Like white people loved Dave Chappelle way before black people even paid him attention.
White people put
It's
him
a
on the
Rick
map.
James.
Yeah.
To the Rick James skit with Charlie Murphy and Rick James.
That's when black people were like, oh shit, this nigga funny.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying is after all these years of people like Dave Chappelle virtue signaling and going, that's not how you're supposed to react to the, you know what I mean? And it like to cancel culture, white people should just take it. You know what I mean? And the thing is like now when it's black entertainers getting canceled because now you've lost a space in the identity politic chart to gay, now you react the same exact way that white people reacted when they were getting canceled. Okay. So how about we just all admit that that's just a reaction that you have when somebody's trying to take your fucking livelihood, which he talked about. So why can't he make the same argument based on either A, madness, or A, straight, or B, straightness, or whatever the fuck, heterosexuals. Like, all he did was play the identity politic game and go, it's about my blackness, rather than what you're actually attacking. You get what I'm saying? It's
like him saying, look, I can make these jokes because I'm a minority too.
Right.
Okay.
It removes it. So for me, what it does is all the truth he told, it removed all of that once he said all this other shit at the end, and this is the message you're getting to. Damn. It's like, okay, I see now why your motive of saying this is what it was.
That's what it was. Damn, I can't even fight with you no more because I fucking love that shit. But now that you keep talking, it's bringing it down for me. What did you think?
Honestly, I haven't followed Chappelle since pretty much his first Netflix special. After that, I kind of gave him
Which one was that? That wasn't the Floyd one, right? No, he had one. He had two before that.
Two before that.
Yeah, two before that.
The first one.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, after that, I kind of just said I'm not gonna participate in any more of his stand-ups to keep his glory.
If we're gonna keep it real,
to keep his face.
I think where Dave shines is the writing and the show.
Yeah.
If he does another show or produces another show, I think it'd be fire. But as far as his stand-ups, I think he's overfed us with stand-ups. So now his shit just seems like it's either leaning this way or that way, or it's just stale now. The original, like, I thought it was funny, but I didn't gut bust laugh on this special. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got the Def Jam special. I gut busted laughing on that.
His past work is fucking brilliant.
Yes.
And that's what pisses me off the most, is because I always looked at Dave Chappelle as somebody who was a great commentator, especially on racism and racism in America and all that type of stuff.
But now he's taking it too.
Whether I agree with it or not, like, I could look back at stuff that now I disagree with and still watch his old stuff and be like, that's still hilarious. I think he's losing his touch.
Okay.
And I think he's smart enough though, to know how to still look shocking, but not be shocking. Now think of this: the right wing, who is always again talking about how Hollywood loves left wing politics. I'm telling you, they're always the biggest fucking celebrity whores ever.
Yeah, they have latched on to Dave so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what?
And it doesn't make sense. He said this. Because they're even going, he said so much truth about the trends. I'm doing the liberal voice for right-wing people now.
Yeah. They're all the same.
They're all the same, really.
Mm-hmm.
He said so much truth about the trans thing and this and that. I'm gonna quote something he said. The law passed in North Carolina that says that you have to go into the bathroom that's assigned on your birth certificate.
I remember that part. Yeah.
Is a quote mean law.
Yeah.
That's a mean law.
Yeah. He also said that he wouldn't want that person in the bathroom with him. But it's okay for that person. He didn't say it was okay for that person to be in the bathroom with his daughter. But I mean, that's all that it comes down to. And whether or not you can be an actual trans person and think that you're a woman, but for the people who want to take advantage of that, and there's always people that's looking of ways to screw the system. There's going to be dudes that just act like they're trans to get in the bathroom with females. There's going to be assaults. These things are going to happen, albeit small. I'd rather take away all that by just making you use the bathroom for your anatomy. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong with that. Sorry.
Nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Again, it's
maybe
just...
we should add some hooks outside the bathroom so you can put your wig on it so you don't look too crazy. And then when you come out, you put it back on.
What it is because he tried to make it seem like there's going to be people standing at every bathroom checking fucking birth certificates. And that's not what it is.
Right.
What it is that it's some laws are sort of like, we're gonna leave this as a trust to you, to the citizen, so we don't impede on any rights. You get what I'm saying? It's like putting a camera in a bathroom.
Right.
You could make a argument of why, but then at the end of the day, you're impeding on. It's just weird too. At the end of the day, I'm just saying there's certain things that are just that are supposed to be left up to your, like, you as a human. I'm gonna do the right thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying what he said the thing of, oh, it's you can't you can get away with shooting somebody in Walmart.
The baby thing. I was upset about that too.
More than you can offend gay people. And it's like, bro, did you not pay attention to what was going on for the past 8 years of everything in the news, everything in the media, everything the media tried to cover that you claim that you're so woke and that you're in the know about? It's Hollywood, which he's involved in.
When he mentioned the baby situation, I think context is important. And, Dave's a smart comedian, so there's definitely ways he can put context in a situation and still make something funny. Just by him saying the baby shot a nigga and nothing happened to him, and it's different because he self-defended. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a reason nothing happened.
He didn't indiscriminately just shoot
didn't
people.
Pull a gun out and shoot somebody. He shot somebody because he was with his family and he was defending his family. And obviously the courts agreed. That's why he's a free man making money today. So by not saying
black
that,
men can't get freed after shooting somebody.
Stay jail for life.
And that was the baby before he was the baby. So he was just a regular nigga when he did that shit. So, I mean, by Dave leaving that out and having the whole crowd, did you hear that one bitch? Oh, he did what? Like, yeah, bitch, it's real out here in these streets. What the fuck did you think it was?
What do you think it is? He's a gangster rapper, sweetie.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, for him to say that and then say, oh, but he gets trouble for talking about gays. Well, Dave, you know why he gets trouble, because the gays run Hollywood. He's part of Hollywood, and boom, you can't say shit about him or else you get canceled by Twitter, which isn't a real place. But he knows that, and he's still placating.
But at what point is he like, where does it in his head break off to where it's just black people? You get what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
I don't get that where it's this, like, I agree with him all the way up into that point. And I don't get why in his head it's compartmentalized as racism, as opposed to like looking at it and going like, oh, this is what we did to the white people. How about it's happening to me now? I should learn my lesson because I believe in the Constitution and I'm an American. As opposed to going now, oh no, let's team up against the other guys. You get what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense.
And to act like gay people aren't racist, like some of them are the most racist.
You act like gay people can't be white or black,
or that too.
Right.
That too. So I don't know, man. Is this a fall from grace? Is that what we're seeing, or
for me, yeah, because the last
so you're off of him for if he drops another special, you're not watching it.
I'll watch it because it's Chappelle.
Okay,
but I mean, like, can I sit here and go like, all right, I support this guy and I like what he's no, it's like, again, I think it's the right wing going, oh, this is the compromise we can make. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's cool to say I like Chappelle. Because he's a left-wing guy, and now I look like I'm open-minded. Or they didn't even watch the special, and they just heard the trans jokes.
They heard the joke. They heard the clips.
I think that's what either all of them did, or they're just trying to find something like, oh, I could reach across the aisle with this.
Yeah, because, that if you...
Suck my dick.
If you can capture some of that demographic, then yeah, that's probably what they're doing. So, I mean...
And it's celebrity whoring. It's like, oh, we got another celebrity. Where's Nicki Minaj these days?
Let me ask you a question. We always talk about, you more specifically always say that the right wing needs to do more to reach a better demographic or a bigger demographic, right? So is this just them trying to reach that demographic, or you think they're just going after the wrong set of people?
Look, I know people like listening to what I'm saying are gonna go, oh, you can't separate the politics from funny joke. I have no problem with comedians, or I'll fucking die for Dave Chappelle's right to be on stage and say what he wants.
Right.
That's not the argument. But I have the right to disagree with everything he says, and also go like, I disagree this much to where I don't think I want to be a fan anymore. I think that's fair.
That's fair. Right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And
that's not to say that he can't one day drop something. You'd be like, oh shit, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? You could change your mind.
Or I'm also open to believe that maybe Chappelle is on some kind of journey to learn something. You know what I mean? He's going somewhere that whatever.
Journey. The fuck up.
The journey is more important than this destination, Blaze.
Should go on a Brian laundry journey and never come back. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Was that too soon? I'm sorry. All right.
Look, I think it's definitely the right wing dick riding celebrities.
Okay.
Because they're I get it. They're fucking desperate for celebrities.
Well, it's hard when every celebrity is a leftist, bro. It's really hard. And celebrity is how you reach, like, the kids. So I can see why they would have a hard-on for a celebrity. For sure.
We make the point all the time on the right wing.
I'm sorry. Who's the biggest right-wing celebrity that you could think of? Kid Rock, maybe?
Trump? Oh, you mean like...
Trump, I won't count Trump because he's the former president. And hopefully soon to be next president. But
hey, look at you now. Hey now.
But I still got a gripe for him. But it's cool.
All right.
But yeah, I'm talking like more like a musician or an actor or somebody who is outspoken about their rightness. Because you know how these leftists are outspoken about their leftness. So I don't think there is any. I
heard quite a few people going, Chappelle is now seen as a right-wing guy.
Yes.
I've seen that.
Yes. They're idiots because they don't know what right-wing is.
But now if I go like this, and this is where I say they're making a compromise at our detriment, all of our detriment, is now if somebody who doesn't know will go like, oh, well, let's see that, and then hear where he eventually goes with it, and goes, white people are the problem, is the right wing now agreeing with that?
That white people are the problem.
And what? For some gay jokes?
Well,
Are you that fucking desperate?
I will say
If you
that-
want gay jokes, listen to the Misfit Nation podcast over on Podbean.com. It's misfitnation.podbean.com. Go ahead.
That's a good one. Holy shit. That was dirty in the wise. Oh, goddamn. What was I going to say? No, I think that Chappelle, he set out to do what he normally does. That's just to spark conversation. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't realize I didn't even realize what he was doing with the white people thing until you said it. Because I was so fixated on the gay part of it. Like the story he told about the trans person that killed itself. I'm using the right pronouns.
Killed themselves.
Killed themselves, yeah. How many bodies does a coroner have to pick up if it's a tranny?
Whoa.
All right, I'm sorry. So this person killed himself, and how he tied up everything in together. I found it like, because when I sent y'all a text message, I was like, yo, he humanized him. And that's what I'm talking about when you have a person that wants to be this way, but they're still like themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like there's the trans woman who's yelling at the dude because he called him a sir, and then there's this chick who just wants to be a fucking comedian, but she happens to have balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he kind of humanized her, and the fact that he killed himself, it was just at the end, it was just, to me, it was a good tie-in, but I didn't pay any attention to the whole, white thing, because I always thought that Dave was making fun of white people. And then, sprinkling the gay jokes here too. He made fun of everybody when I was coming up.
I think it was a very smart hour-long apology to the LGBT community. And it was all, I'm gonna do all this, and I'm also gonna throw in the gay jokes and shock shit. Just to keep my credibility, which is what he did. That's why I said it's smart.
Right. But it's still read like an apology to you.
To me, yes, 100%. It almost got to the point of groveling, where like he could have just said that one time and they're like, all right, we get it. But then it gets to like where he goes into the whole thing of the suicide and I was friends with a tranny once, so I can speak as an authority on this subject.
Sounds real familiar.
I'm just, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't use the same argument that white people use that you called racist.
I see you.
And now you're doing the same thing. It's just, that's what humans do. We defend ourselves. And now what he should have done is looked at that and gone, oh, okay, I get it now. I get that side. Why is it that we only have to understand gay people?
I don't care, bro.
Who gives a fuck?
What you want to put your lips on, that's on you, my nigga. Like, I'm doing me, you do you, bro. Who cares?
Let me say this, too.
Yeah, sure.
I honestly didn't think a lot of it was funny. I laughed, I think, 3 times. And that...
I laughed a little bit more than that.
My laughs were more at his little aside things.
Like the side jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that might be true for me, too.
Like, I chuckled when he brought back the space Jews thing at the end. I'm a sucker for that in stand-up.
When you tie it back
When
in?
you call back something from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's almost like when they do that in a movie. I'm like, it's...
Anytime they do that in battle rap, I love it.
Yeah. Space Jews was a funnier punchline the second time.
Yeah, Space Jews.
And Space Jews is kind of funny just to say, but...
But see, he can make outlandish jokes about Jewish people, and they don't come after him. He say one thing about gay people, and they're after him. So, I mean, I kind of feel him. Where he fucked up is, you're right. He shouldn't have equated it to white people. He should have just said, we can say whatever we want. It would have been better if Dave just came out on the stage like, look, I'm going to say gay jokes, fuck y'all.
Or and then also said this. Black people, we got to stop canceling people too.
Yes.
Because we're doing the same thing he's talking about. He said this very important line. Taking a man's livelihood is the same as killing him. His ability to make a living is killing him.
Killing him.
And I 100% agree with him saying that. And that's why cancel culture is way more of a problem than people try to make it out to seem. Well, they'll go, oh, well, he can just get another job. Like, no, you're taking away his ability. Like, what can he do after that? Go be homeless, live on the streets? You might as well fucking put a bullet in his head. So it's like, why can't he see that now though, and remove this racism fucking blindness he has?
Can't do that.
And just
even if you wanted to do that, fan base won't allow it.
I think he would be a person that was smart. He could have done it perfectly in that one, where he could have just easily just said, "And black people, we've been doing the same thing we've been doing it to white people. We've been doing it to Asians." He only said the Asian thing because his wife is Asian. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So he's basing all his shit on emotion, personal emotion, not logic. That's why it ended up in an illogical place. As much logic as he spoke before. So on that note, I'll say this: I'll give it a 3.
Okay. What about you? Same. Oh, you didn't watch it?
I watched it.
Okay.
I would about 4.5.
Okay, I'll give it a 5.
All right, fair.
Because I still enjoyed it, but after listening to your review and kind of replaying it back, because I watched it a few times. I listened to it while I was working. I actually sat there and watched it. And there was a few moments where I thought it was funny, but he had a lot of those moments like, I don't know, Dave. But I didn't even correlate the whole let's gang up on white people thing. Like, that didn't even come to my mind until you, like, put it together.
And just real quick, just to preemptively argue with some people, because people are going to try to make the argument, he's just a comic. He's not saying stuff for real. And that's why I said at the beginning, a lot of what he said on that stand-up was based in, this is funny because it's true.
Right.
And also, like, I understand comedy. I fucking love comedy. It's one of my most favorite things in the world. I understand that when Chappelle did his fucking bit about a baby selling weed, I'm pretty sure that didn't really happen.
Right.
It was just a funny story to tell.
But you get it.
I get that it was funny. But I'm not going to sit here and go, hey, babies selling weed is a really bad thing. We shouldn't
say that.
That's horrible for him to... No. But I understand when you're trying to say something serious behind... I understand messaging. And that's what he was doing. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Never an attack on comedy. I'm not calling for his cancellation.
Of course.
Again, I would die for him to be able to say what he
You're
wants
just
to say.
disappointed because the Dave that you knew was no longer there.
The truth teller that I knew to be there is not there.
It's not there.
At all.
Okay.
Unlike Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald.
If you want to listen to the full audio version of our show, go over to Apple Podcasts or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.